Feel the waves cut through me, hypnotized by the sounds I'm breathing in. Hold tight, chemicals collide. Hold tight, hold tight, hold tight. Dripping lights paint the skies, all because of you. Dripping lights paint the skies, only you can make me move. You can make me move. Can make me move. You can make me move. Can make me. So alive, make it last forever. Stop in time, yeah, I'm surrendering. Hold tight, chemicals collide. Hold tight, hold tight, hold tight. Dripping lights paint the skies, all because of you. Dripping lights paint the skies, only you can make me move.
Boys, we have a chance for 2 titles to get wrapped up tonight. Did not realize that until literally 2 minutes ago. So, I don't have anything prepped. I don't have a screen prepped. The only screen I have prepped is for, that's Ken's, which would be this one for maybe next week. But hopefully, I can get something prepped for these guys. Brad's one is pretty easy. Cam's is going to be a bit of a stretch. Cam, in order for him to win, he needs to win the race, and then Jake get P6, because then they'd be tied right at 50. But Cam has an insane amount of wins, so don't know if I updated it from last week. But let's see, he has, I think, 8 wins now after last week's Triple Crown. Let me do that. 10, 13, because we only did 13 rounds instead of 14 because one of them got canceled. But yeah, Brad also got another win, so this is up to 4. So there's no way for Froxy or KFC to even time in wins to make it close to that. But yeah, here, let me go to the qualifying results. There we go. So Heat 1 is going to be Brad, Ethan, Maxa, Lipsec, Callens. We'll probably watch this one because it's got your 2 title ones, Brad and KFC, who, like I was just saying, Brad is only 3 points away from wrapping this thing up around early. So there's a very good chance that can happen tonight. And then we scroll down to your Heat 2s. You kind of look through everyone there. It's Froxy, Dennis, WJ, Nicholas, Aqua back for another round. Dr. Geo, Leo, Mantis, Teets, Leonard, J Talon, Scoochie, Mickey, Salty, Mater, and so on and so forth. And you see a couple of guys that did not. Now let's go over and see if the 450s are in. They are. Cam was your fastest with the 50.5. Then you have Chase, Trojan, Aiden, Dorian Merritt, Reed, Dizzle, Vendrami, Pickle, and Neeks as your top 10 in the first heat. As you see them all kind of slowly go down the order here for all the other people. Then on to Heat 2, it was TJ who was second fastest, with Boy, Jake, Neon, and Lynn's rounding out your top 10. And for overall qualifying, then you got J7, Davey, Breezy, Callum, and Ash for your top 10 of this heat. So, and the further you go down, bonjour. That's really all I remember from taking my French class, Nico. That's it. That and maybe to count to like 3. That's about it. which would be nice if I remembered some French, because if Brad wraps this up, it would be nice to get an interview with him since he speaks French, but alas, I do not know it. But that is that, and we're going to wait for this qualifying to kind of resume. Is it now? I know there's one section that's pretty one-lined. It's that little switchback section. Yeah, I figured. Oh, yeah. I've had plenty of French friends on this, and I can't be bothered. So we just normally type. But yeah. Oh, I forgot to show the points, because that's kind of important to show off early when it comes to this. If I could get it up in time. Ta-da. All right. So, obviously, Cam's your leader over Jake. It is a 41-point lead. He needs 50 to clinch it, since we only have 2 rounds to go after this. We're on round 15 of 17. And then you got TJP3, 15 points ahead of Reed. It is 90 points behind Cam. And then Linz is up to 5th after a solid performance, getting a P2 last week. So, over to this, obviously, Brad. KFC quit the last main event. Oh, that seems like it's going to be pretty tough, but yeah. KFC rage quitting the final main. It is only the second time that he got off the podium all year. First one was at round 4, which I think was a East-West showdown. And then he had this one last week where he quit the final moto, so gave him a dead last finish, and it bumped him down to, I believe, 10th place or 11th place, somewhere around there. Maybe even 9th. But that cost him so many points that now he's almost a full 25 down. I think Triple Crowns give you 26, according to this. So, there's that. But yeah, there's no more Triple Crowns the rest of the year, so it's only 25 points is all you could get. And he's only 2 points down from that, so a win would put him at the 26 threshold. And even then, if it would give him 26, which it won't, he already has more wins in him. That is your points going into tonight. So now we just got to wait. Now we're getting ready for a good start here. We got Brad and KFC next to each other, the teammates, the two battling for this championship. Revs are up. Gate is getting ready to drop here. Waiting for it. Gate is finally down from the inside. A little loop from KFC. Both of them gets a bad start versus Ethan, who's a rocket ship into the first corner. Hits the tough block, so down into the hole shot. It is going to be Ethan getting the hole shot. The other one is in P2 with, it looks like Flash went down behind him. So it's both Ethans who were battling last week in that Triple Crown are up front early. KFC into that P4 spot behind Venet. So you could do it through the whoops with Brad just behind him in P5. Brad getting a better drive, looking around the outside of KFC, gets around him, and through he goes. Gets the double, gets Supercross triple clean. Down the inside they go. So this is going to be a main line. Not many people going outside as it's really far out there. Built a really wide track. Looks like Ethan of SRT made a mistake. And the other Ethan of Waxed Racing is moving on through into P1. But he has a freight train of riders behind him all the way down to P5 of KFC. Brad and KFC going down the inside to just double in and get the triple out. Everyone else is going triple-double. It's about the same, but Brad makes a move on Venet. KFC tries to follow, and down they both go, going on to the start straight here. And then Callan is trying to jump on by KFC. We'll see if he can get it through. They're side-by-side through the rhythm here. KFC cases, and Callan's going to jump to the inside, make the pass, and get the double into the rhythm. So KFC might have something for him, though. Gets the triple, single into the corner. Could not make a pass. We're going to go up front, though, because it looks like Brad is gaining on both the Ethans who are battling up front. Over the Supercross triple to go. Boner air for Ethan of SRT. Cases has to go to the outside line. Not any faster because it's just a step over. And then double single. So a lot of people are going to go inside. It's going to get very rough here. But now we wait and see how quickly Brad can get to the P1 spot. Exactly what he needs to do. If he copies this in the main event, he will be champion by the end of tonight. Following him through that third rut gets a double onto the start straight, gets the triple cleanly. No quad for them. They're going to go table over single and then triple in the corner. Inside for Brad. He's going to have to go double, triple, double through this rhythm. No, he's going to go double, double, and then triple into the corner to get a better drive into the turn. Cuts down on him, goes through the whoops. We'll see if he has a big enough drive down the right-hand side. He does not. And Ethan of Wax Racing is going to hold on to the lead so far in this first 250 heat race. But Brad is right on his rear fender, trying to force a mistake. Ethan goes outside, basically letting him by because that is the slower line. And now he's battling with the other Ethan of SRT. Probably just wanted to make it through this heat race. Knows that Brad is quicker, so he might have just played the smart move and just let him go on through so he could just battle here for P2 with the other Ethan. And he has a big enough gap. It's about 4 seconds down to that P4 spot. I think 3 seconds from these guys to them. But Brad, you see him already starting to check out. It's already up to 2 seconds now between him as Ethan of SRT scrubbing down the left-hand side, makes the move, cuts him off on the outside, takes the line away, and into that P2 spot he goes with Ethan of Wax Racing, trying to hold on steady here behind him. I think he's just playing it safe. He's not trying to force the issue. We see KFC on the SKR machine right behind him. So through they go into the whoops. He had a better run than he did that first lap. Looks like Venet, who was up front early, makes a mistake. He's going to get a ton of cuts there, and Cownans might get him because of it. And then we got V. Ellis, and we got Maxo, Olleroy, Liposek, and K. Nix here right behind in that P12 spot. Looks like Cownans and Ellis are trying to hold on here, as they are in that P8 and P7 spot. And then we got Maxo here, who is in that P9 and final transfer spot for this first 250 heat race. Gets the triple and cleanly. Gonna go for the double. Looks like someone's down up ahead. That was Venet, struggling even more. If he's not too careful, he might fall out of this top 9. So we got to keep an eye on him. It looks like Ellis cased a tiny bit, but is able to stay on. Oh, and Maxo tried to go around Cownans, and down he went, not fully, but just off the track. And here comes Liposek, the consistent P4 to P5 guy. I think he's P4 in the championship right now. He's just on the outside looking in, but he's going to get a drive through the whoops as Cownans tried to cut across him in the whoop section. Could not stop him, and Liposek is trying to square up all these riders cutting inside, outside, trying to go right in between them. And right now he's in that P10 spot. I think he'll have Ellis or maybe Cownans. Never mind, he's up to 8th now after timing corrects itself. And he's got Ellis just up ahead of him in that P7 spot. So scrubbing just fine. We'll see if Liposek can get by him and maybe move a little bit farther forward. I think he has him on cuts since he just got another second. So that drops him down to the or puts him up to P7, puts Ellis down to P8. But he jumps off side track. Luckily, it's only his table over single there. Makes it real simple for them to not have to worry too much, but he's going to go triple, triple, single. We're going to see how this turns out later in the main event. Saw Brad go the double, double, triple line into the corner. So we'll see how that works out for him. See, two of the Ethans just went by there, and then you got KFC still in P4. So he actually took the front end here, and now Mika's going to be right behind him on that Husqvarna machine. One of the only 2 Husqvarnas in here. I think it is K Chow down in P19, so dead last right now is the other one. Kind of surprising not seeing more, especially with Ken's having that undefeated season over there. He lost it because he did not show up to the East-West Showdown for the previous one, but he still has that 19-point lead going into Denver next week, where he could possibly wrap it up himself. All right, we're going to go back to that transfer spot. There's Maxo. Then we got Liposek. Oh my God, it's absolute carnage back here with Olleroy, Cownans, Ellis. We got Nix. Oh, Olleroy over the bars, takes down Ellis with him. And here comes Nix. He's going to actually move in here. I think that's only going to be P10, as I think P9's up there, but down he goes, and everyone is getting caught up with him. So even more carnage. Olleroy getting the, bad end of it. So here's Cownans. It looks like Brad takes the white flag up ahead, who is in P10 right now. You see P9 going down the start straight right there, so we got to keep an eye on this. See if Counans can close in and maybe get a transfer out of this with, it looks like it is Keelan of Elevate in that final transfer spot right now. He does have 2 less seconds of cuts than Counans, so he's got to keep an eye on that. And it looks like Brad already finished. He was that far ahead, so Brad gets a win here in that 250 heat number 1. We'll see if Keelan can hold it on through the whoops. He's having to jump. Got on the front end. He's going to be just fine. He still has a bit of a gap, and he has timing with the cuts as well to help him out. So you just got to hit this inside line. Gets it cleanly. Gets the inside. Gets the on-off. He's going to double into this corner. He's going to hit the inside. Gets that cleanly. Got one more turn to go. Let's see if Keelan can hold on here for the final transfer spot. Takes the inside. He's going to hold on and get that final transfer spot of the P9 in 250 Heat 1. So it is Brad, both the Ethans, KSC, Mika, Venet, Maxo, Liposek, and Keelan, who's going to be your top 9 transferring through. Jamie, then we got Cole, Pumbaa, Lorcole, Ashford, Vendrami, Davey, Dark, and Callum. See what they can do here in the 450 LCQ. As their ball looks like Callum did not watch his bike. Yeah, you see that? Only like a 30 bike there on the start gate. Doesn't matter, can't see it. Alex didn't send him. Only sent gear, but gate is down. Davey looking to get a good start, but gets pinched and down. He went, and it's going to be Callum into the lead. Then you got Dark, Pumbaa, Ashford, Peter Larker. And Dark looking down the inside of Callum, but Callum's still going to get the triple in there with Pumbaa right behind him. Both going triple, triple, single to Dark's double, double, triple. And then you got Ashford right behind him looking to get down the inside. Kind of got a little squeeze entering the whoop section. Still gets a good drive, though. There he goes. Love to see the full Yamaha field, as always. But Callum leading early over Pumbaa. Looks like Ashford trying to move Dark out of the way. Goes for step on off trip double, actually. Sorry. But Dark has the inside. Ashford has to go middle. And now Ashford is still on the outside looking in here in this 450 LCQ. But it's Callum leading over Pumbaa. Callum normally shouldn't be in an LCQ. Same with Davey, who is far back, who, like I said, he's battling for top 5. But this past 2 weeks, he's been in the LCQ when he was battling for top 5 just 2 weeks ago, I think. So they go with Callum leading the way. Still Pumbaa and Ashford. Looks like Davey has just got past Dark into that P4 spot, so he's moving his way forward on that Element FXR machine. And through he goes, trying to hold on to this P4 spot. Now we'll see, looks to be pulling away from Dark there just in the background. Gets the on-off cleanly, even a little over jumps the off. And down the start straight he goes. He's going to go middle rut here. And now he has a decent sized gap over Dark, so he just has to hold this. Because they built the turn so wide, that's why. That outside is just really far out there. I think in real life it might be just a split lane thing, like how we saw at St. Louis for the SMX playoffs last year, where inside is a big built-up berm and then outside is another big built-up berm, but people only would use the inside. So they just tried to follow what the track map showed, and that's how it worked out, making the tabletop so wide is how it fixed itself coming out of that corner. It looks like Ashford and tiny mistakes, and now Davey is close. And now we got to see if Davey can make a pass here into P3. Over the finish line, and Dark is right back in this thing. Yeah, it's the Thomas, the guy who made that, he it's literally anyone can do this. It's if you go into like the general settings, there's like apply to like web browser or something like that, and turn that on, and then you have your own that you could edit. There's Dark cases there, and you could put it. It's really just for streaming though. You can't have it while you're racing, like on your actual screen. But Davey's holding on through the whoops, and now he just has a couple. Maybe about 2 or 3 laps to go here. Gets the on-off cleanly. Now he's pulling back ahead of Dark. So once again, he has some breathing room. Ashford just ahead of him, so don't know if he's going to force anything to make a pass on Ashford. I noticed. I didn't see you come in earlier, Dizzle, so I assumed you went to the LCQ. But alas, you were not. Otherwise, you had to face Callum in the LCQ. As Ashford is making troubles here through the whoop section. Getting the double into the Supercross triple cleanly is Davey. Still has an even bigger gap to Dark. So it looks like Callum crossed the line before time had expired. So 2 laps left to go here for these guys. As Moto pulling off to the side there as a lapper. But yeah, these guys have a bit of breathing room to Dark. It's just trying to keep it close if anything happens, but I'm not too sure if it will. Oh, Davey went for the quad, and that might cause some things for that. Dizzle, we need a top 10. You're always there early, and then you just decide to choke it after about 3 laps. Oh my god, Ashford. Across the track he goes as he went down. And now Dark is closing in for a final transfer spot. So Ashford has to keep an eye. He might get some cuts as Callum takes the white flag. So we got to keep an eye on Ashford. Does he get any cuts from that? He's got 1 second. So he's got to be a little bit further ahead. It's going to be so close here. I think it's about 6/10 between them. So about half a second. So Dark has to stay close towards the end of this thing. Oh, almost lost the front end there on that rut. Case is a triple in. Case is the table over single. Still goes for the triple. He's going to case that too. Case City in that rhythm. Goes inside, gets the triple single. Just got to keep it close here. Ashford definitely a lot closer than he wants it to be. Dark going through the loops. Gets a semi-decent run. Don't know if he's going to be close enough after this. Callum takes the win in the LCQ. He's going to be going on through. Looks like Pumbaa is going to get the P2 to move on as well. And you see Davey and Ashford up ahead, but with Dark, I think he's just too far back. And so Davey's going to get P3, Ashford's going to get P4, and Dark is just going to miss out by a second after the cuts. So he kept it close all the way to the end, but unfortunately could not be close enough to get it there. Still a great ride, stayed up all the way, but unfortunately that is going to end his night. Well, revs are up. Gates getting ready to drop. Got your 3 title contenders down the inside. See if Brad can get this thing done and become a champion after this 15 minutes are done. Does not get a good start. It's going to be KFC. Oh, and Froxy gets hit, and it's going to be Ethan of SRT with another great start. And we got Leo, Scoochie, Froxy, and then we got Venet, KFC, Brad looking down the inside. Trying to get it done, but Froxy up into P2 already. We'll see if he gets some cuts from that start. But Ethan of SRT leading the way early. Froxy trying to look down the inside. Could not get it done. Ethan of SRT blocks him off. And Froxy going over the Supercross triple. He's going to cut back to the inside, just barely make it. Going to go back a little bit. You see Brad, and then there's KSC. So Brad, realistically, I think he only needs 2 points to wrap this thing up. And right now he has that with KSC 2 positions behind him. And he's got Aqua just ahead of him. Froxy did not get any cuts. Ethan of SRT is off the side of the track. Don't know if that was with some help or not from Froxy, but down he goes. Oh, and he actually crossed the finish line, so it's given him 24 seconds of cuts and put him virtually a lap ahead. So that's going to be live timing a little screwy. So it's probably just ignore that, Ethan. He is a lap ahead, but has a ton of cuts from having to go back across the start straight. So I gotta wait and see. But Brad getting a little hung up there with KFC moving just on by him, doing exactly what he needs to do. I gotta keep an eye on this battle. Yep, that's basically what happened, Ethan. Crashed, went across the finish line, turned back around, and then crossed it again thinking he did it, and it gave him that amount of cuts and put him an extra lap ahead. So that's great. Alright, well that's crazy with timing. Yeah, thanks for the raid as always, Zeb. But you got Brad and Casey battle. That's crazy that you only get 24 seconds of cuts on a 50-second track. Don't get any ideas because they will absolutely notice. Gain a lap, only get 24 seconds of cuts on a 50-lap track, 50-second track. Well, don't worry, Reed. We got our eye on you. But Brad here trying to make some moves on KFC with Leo just up ahead of him. So this is a fight for what's gonna be, I believe, P2. So there goes KFC diving down the inside. Mistake from KFC. Brad almost got up into him, but now he's gonna go right under KFC and gets on by him. Gets past Leo into P2. So now it is Froxy, Brad, and then KFC. You're 1, 2, 3. For just joining, obviously Ethan accidentally went over the finish line twice. So that is why it puts him so far ahead and has so many cuts. Sure, they would just pull that lap back for him. And we got Brad sitting in P2 still with KFC just behind him. This would give Brad the title still. As like I said, he is 23 points up on KFC, so he just needs those 2 points to make it 25, especially with the more wins that he has. He has a chance to wrap this thing up from KFC rage quitting the final main event last week. Oh, look at that triple line from Brad. Okay. Haven't seen anyone else hit that. All race, but I guess it happened just there. Let's see, so KFC, P3, P4 for Leo, P5 for Aqua. And then P6 is going to be where that Ethan of SRT is, the guy who's showing in P1 right now, but he's P6 on track. He's got Scoochie, Volt, and it looks like Salty and Ethan right behind him. Or, sorry, Venet, not Volt. So let's go back. There's Brad trying to catch up to Frox, who's got a decent-sized gap. It's up to 6 seconds, it looks like. And then KFC just a couple seconds back from him. But with Brad's speed, I mean, he just 2 weeks ago, he lapped all the way up to P3. So, very good chance that he will catch Froxy. It is a tight track, though, so just keep an eye on it. Around the outside is KFC. These guys are keeping it smooth, so we'll keep an eye if any changes happen up there. See Aqua. And then, Ethan and Venet battling here closely. And then Ethan trying to cut down the inside of Venet here. Could not make it happen to get up into that P6 spot. Right now he's sitting in P7. Looks like the other Ethan and Scoochie battling for 8th with Dennis right behind him. So this is a battle for P8 right now with Ethan of Wax and Scoochie. Then you got Dr. Geo just behind him. Oh, looks like Mika having a bit of problems right behind them. Over the finish line, we're 5 minutes, a third of the way into this, and it looks like Salty tucks the front in there after the finish line. Lipasek is going to get by, and then we see Oleroy and Keelan just behind them. So even more battles backwards. We're going to go forward to Dennis and Scoochie. Dr. Geo trying to make a way by him. Let's check up and go double single to the corner. Around the outside, can he still get the triple in? He does. So if he could jump by Scoochie here, he cannot. He's going to single into the corner. Has to check up. Oh, Scoochy coming across in the whoops, goes down, colliding with Dr. Geo. And we got Liposek getting by him. So Venet is now back with Ethan of Wax Racing. Then you got Dennis, Dr. Geo. And then move forward to Ethan of SRT is just up ahead of, it looks like, Venet. So it puts him in P6. And now just have to wait and see. Keep an eye on live timing. Looks like Brad has brought it down to about 5 seconds, maybe 4 seconds. So it occasionally teeters on that line for him. Ethan holding on strong. Oh, as he says that. Oh, commentator's curse, just like that. Goes down at the end, gets squirrely in the whoops, and then goes down right after him in the berm. Now he's got Dr. Geo and the other Ethan right behind him. So this is the battle for, I think, P8 now. Yeah, it looks like it. It looks like Dennis trying to square up Venet. Oh, as Venet kind of cuts him off there. Through, there you go. Over the finish line, got Venet, Dennis, and then Ethan of SRT. And then he got the Ethan of Wax ahead of Dr. Geo and Liposek. As Froxy has just now got by the other Ethan from the cuts. So now it's slowly going to start to go back down. But it looks like someone had a problem. That might have been Liposek. And then Dennis and the other Ethan are going to get by him. So now we just got to keep an eye on this. God, they're so far ahead. And there's Froxy and Brad. So they're dealing with a bunch of lap traffic, which is probably what got Brad a little bit more closer to Froxy. Now Brad has to deal with that same lap traffic. See Flash moving to the right side of the track. Brad will see if he can get by him. Does just barely without going down. And we got Keelan just up ahead of them on that elevate machine. With it looks like Jay Town as well, just up ahead of them. Oh, it's down with Flash in the background. See Froxy crossing the finish line in the lead right now. You got Brad just behind Jay Talon, going to go around the outside, get the triple. Does he go for the triple again here? He does. I think that might be the line that is, you know, giving him. Oh, it just barely avoids Salty there. A good lap. You see him constantly getting these fast laps here. That you see him constantly throughout the race, at least. Just barely going quicker and quicker. He has a 52.6, which I think is not as quick as his qualifying time of a 51.7 or 51.9, I think it was. But you see him slowly closing into Froxy as he cases the Supercross triple with 5 minutes to go. Gets the on-off cleanly. Froxy's down, going on to the start straight. Now Brad is going to be right there to try to make a pass on him. Froxy having trouble with some lappers. Finally got by him, went down on his own. And Brad is looking to make a pass into the lead and make it another win in a row. I think that bumps him up to 3, maybe 4 in a row now. I think it's just 3, but tripling to the inside. Makes the pass just like that on his own line. And Froxy could not capitalize going into the tough blocks. Now he has to wait for the lappers. So Brad, just like that, even moves all the way out of the way. Looks like nothing can take him down, even colliding with lappers midair. So that line of the triple to the inside, don't know if we'll see any 450 riders doing that, but man, that is a line that looks like only he is doing in this 250 classes. Brad front flips through the whoops and down he went. Sorry, that was Froxy, not Brad. And then KFC is too far back to make anything happen because of it. So just like that, Brad is in the lead, and I think that's going to be 3 in a row for him. If he could hold on to this for another 4 minutes, and for sure, even more amazing, it would give him a chance to wrap up this title a round early and become the 2026 EU 250 East Supercross champion. So he has 2 lappers ahead of him, avoids them smoothly. And he gets by all of them. Dr. Geo with Venet and Callan's battling here. Just is for, it looks like P10 for them. Valuable points. See where they're kind of fighting real hard to get there. And, oh, down goes Venet and Dr. Gio, and Callan's are going to get by. Here's Froxy's. Not too far behind Brad, but I don't know if he has the pace to get him. We'll see. He wasn't close enough to see Brad hit that triple line. We'll see if Brad will even go for it. I mean, it didn't look like it was too difficult for him. He still hit it consistently. He's hitting it almost every lap. So now we'll see if he goes for it again. Like I said, Froxy not close enough to really see it happen. Gets the triple, cuts to the inside, and triples all the way into this corner. What a line there. Like I said, I wonder how many 450 riders we're going to be seeing trying to hit that, or if they're just going to go for the triple double and then triple around the corner. So I don't know, it'll be something to watch out for in this upcoming 450 main event. Brad looks like he got a terrible run going into the loop. So Froxy's closing back in, keeping it interesting. So keep an eye on this and see if Froxy can do anything about it. Remember, he won round 1 of this 250 East Championship, had the red plate going into Daytona, lost it there, and then unfortunately just kept on losing points. Then he finally missed a round a couple rounds ago, and that was the round that Brad lapped all the way up to P3. But now he's back trying to make something happen here. Got the start. I think that might have been the only time he'd seen Brad go for it, but it's really hard to change up your lines, especially this late in a main event. With only 2 minutes left, you've been doing the same thing all night for the past almost 2 or 3 hours now. And changing it just like that is going to be a little difficult. But Brad checking up for the lappers of Dennis and Liposek, who is up to P8 is what this will be in. But Froxy keeping it close with the lappers. So we'll see if he can make anything happen. Brad would still win the title because it put him at 25, and he'd have more wins than what KC can get by the end of it. So Froxy has a chance of making an even 25 instead of an extra 3 to put it up to 28 points ahead. And it'll get him another win on the year to push him up to 3, only 1 behind Brad. So, you know, Frosty has had the pace all year. It's just the consistency that has put him out of this championship fight. Goes to the inside. He's going to go double, double, triple. Liposek trying to triple in his own lane. Checks up to let Froxy have the line. And then Froxy gets a drive through the whoops. Is he close enough to Brad? He closes it in by the end of the whoop section. So there's a good chance that Froxy can make something happen here. He's closing back in. Don't know if Brad is going conservative or if it was just the lappers that held him up a tiny bit. Now he has the free air, so we'll see what he can do when he has that free air. But Froxy is now the one chasing. He was holding off Brad for so long, made a tiny mistake, and it cost him the lead. 2 laps left to go here in Philly with a title on the line for Brad and another win to add to his tally. Froxy finally sees the triple up close for once, and Brad goes down, getting back on the start straight. Got a little sideways on the landing of the double, and it swapped him left to right, and down he went. So Froxy back into the lead here in this 250 main event with a lap and a half left to go. We'll see if Brad can close back in. He's going inside double, double, triple to follow his line. See if he gets a good drive through the loops, and if Froxy can hold on here. Brad getting a little squirrely, slowed him up. And through they go. Got the double, Supercross, triple. They got this inside line. It's going to be an on-off double to the inside. A lapper's in the way. That's Ethan of SRT. They just lapped for, it looks like he's in P7. So I think that's where they'll probably end up moving him down. And it is last lap here for Froxy and Brad. Shows Ethan on the last lap as well, but that's just obviously because of that massive cut. And I will see if Brad can close in here. If he's close enough. Gonna go outside, following Ethan. Go for the triple. Goes for the triple again. He's gonna single into this corner. Ethan is right there. We'll see if he moves out of the way for him. And through they go. Brad, I don't think he got a good enough run through the whoops. Down the inside, makes the pass on Ethan. Don't think he is close enough to get this done unless there's another mistake. We saw Froxy tuck the front end here, coming back on the start straight. We'll see what happens one more time. Gets the double. Going to take the inside. Takes it cleanly. Got one more corner to go, but Froxy adding another win. It's going to be the 3rd of the year, but too little, too late. Froxy gets the win in Philly, but Brad is going to be your champion for the 250 EU 250 East Supercross champion here. Man, what a mouthful for that. But Brad is going to be your champion after all this. And then it is going to be KFC coming across the line P2, or sorry, P3, but not enough. It would put him still 25 points down. And then looks like Aqua is going to come across the line in P4. And then it's going to be a P5 for, I think, Leo. So go back here. Oh my God, he's moving through lappers here. With ARL just behind him. But Leo is going to get P6. It's going to be a P7 for Ethan of Wax. And then the other Ethan of SRT would have crossed the line in P8 since he was a lap down, with Liposek crossing behind him. So your order is going to be Froxy, Brad, KFC. Then it would be Aqua, Leo, Ethan of Wax, and then it'd be Ethan of SRT. And then we got Liposek, Dennis, Gucci, M. Cownans, J Town, Nicholas, Keelan, Salty, Flash, Oleroy, Dr. Geo, Venet, Maxo, WJ, and Mika. But story of the night, Brad is your champion, as he is now 25 points ahead of KFC with one more round to go, which is not enough for him to claw back. And it gives him, he has too many wins over KFC, as Brad is at 4, Froxy is now at 3, and KFC is at 1. Let's see, we got Ashford, Davey, Pumbaa, looks like Chromesy. We're only at 21, so somebody didn't join. Callum, Berthel, Dizzle, Linz. Then we have Reed, Breezy, Chase, Panda, Neon, Jake, Dorian, Boy, Aiden, JS7, Trojan, TJ, and Cam. Oh, we have Cam's bike, but not TJ. See the favoritism, Alex, but... See, revs are up. Gates ready to drop for this 450 main event. Cam has a chance to clinch it, but it's very far-fetched depending on what Jake does. Gates down, and we'll see if they can get a jump. TJ with an absolute amazing jump here coming into the first turn. And it looks like it's going to be Neon with the whole shot on that SRT machine. He already has a win on the year. Reed right beside him. Over the bars he goes, and it's going to be Cam and Jake here early. Jake looking down the right-hand side of him. And then Neon, Jake trying to jump on by him. Oh, and Cam absolutely sends a block pass in on Jake. Neither of them go down. Dorian Merrick gets a drive through the whoops. Oh, gets a little squirrely. Pumbaa runs in the back of Jake. Down he goes. What an aggressive pass for Cam. Neither of them went down, though, so I guess all is fine. But I don't know how happy Jake is going to be with that one. You got Dorian Merritt just behind them. Got Reed, Dizzle, and it looks like Boy, Pumbaa, and Trojan going on in the background. But leading early to still Neon. A couple weeks ago, he held off Cam to get his first victory of the year. I think it was St. Louis that he got it. So we'll see if he can hold. Oh, Cam barely staying up there. Ooh, Neon going for the triple quad. Jake gets the triple quad as well. And it looks like Dorian Merritt also gets it. So they're all moving in forward on to Cam. See if he can hold on. Cam going for the triple quad. Down he goes over the berm. Going to lose a bunch of positions here. Falls in line with Boy. Struggling in the loop section. Boy looking down the inside. Takes the line away from him. Cam checks up. Tries to move forward. And could not get anything done, it looks like. Oh, Dizzle. Come on, Dizzle. Why are you throwing, making those mistakes? That ain't you. Well, it is you, but... Down the inside. Leaves Linz the space. Linz goes over the rut. And then Pumbaa. And it looks like Davey's going to get by Dizzle as well. So Dizzle just opening the door for the whole field. Oh, man. Oh, it just... It's usual Dizzle things, but, man, happening too often for the guy. Looks like Jake had some trouble. Now he's back here with Boy and Cam with Reed just right there. Cam going for the double, triple. Gets it cleanly with Jake right ahead of him. Oh, it's not close enough. Reed makes a tiny mistake. Jake is going to slingshot on by him. Cam trying to follow through. Gets right in the middle of him. Oh, what a scrub of dualies from both Reed and Cam. And Jake putting the block pass in on Cam. Down the inside he goes. Makes a pass back on Reed. Has the inside for the finish line. Makes a pass in on Jake. And through he goes into P3 with Jake and Reed right behind him. So Jake now is a second of cuts. Okay, Cam doing the Brad line. So does Linz. And then, like I said, TJ moving up already. I think he's down to 13th based on cuts, though. After cuts. A little further. Oh, and there goes TJ down just like that. Commentators curse, man. You bring them up, and then they're down. Forward, there's Jake behind Reed. Then you got Linz and Trojan. So if these two can get by Jake and they stay ahead of him and Cam can get to the lead, Cam has a chance at becoming the champion after tonight. So now we got to wait and see what Linz can do if he can close in on Trojan. Over the finish line they go. Outside for Linz. Missed the rut. Yeah, that's an old KFC. Oh, that was a KFC line, and then Trojan just nowhere to go, lands on him, takes him down. See if Trojan can make a move on him. He actually has him on cuts. Case there though, coming in to the turn. I mean, where he's at right now, he's behind Trojan based off of cuts. Jake is in the position for Cam to just go and win it, and then he wins the title. But that means he has to go and catch up to Neon, and Cam also has a second of cuts. Looks like Reed made a mistake, has to roll the Supercross triple here. Gets on off. Maybe. Who knows? Probably, but probably a spur of the moment thing, and then I'll go watch it back and be like, yeah, it was nothing you could do. Cam is up to P2, you see on live timing. So there's a good chance that he could catch up to Neon, who's still leading 5 minutes into this thing. But we're keeping an eye on Jake because he has to start moving forward. He has Trojan right there. He's past Reed. But Reed gets the triple beside him. Over jumps the triple. Boy is down just up the road. See if Jake can get by his team. He's going to go outside to get the slingshot. Reed takes the line away, makes him check up. Great pass on Reed. Jake just left it open. Boy still off the track. Hold on to her, man. Got a win a couple weeks ago. Just hold on to it. And there we go. I think it was maybe Boy that got the win in St. I don't know. Someone got a win. Both of those two have Neon and Boy have a win somewhere during this season. Okay, did Trojan just quad in there? I wasn't fully looking at him, but it looked like he just quadded there. He's taking some alternate lines compared to these guys. I mean, makes a mistake, so it doesn't help him any to make a pass, but got to keep an eye on that next lap. And we got Jake staying down the far left side of the whoops to get the inside after Reed made the pass on him. Oh, and Reed into the top blocks. Down he went, got swapped because of it. So down he went, and then you see Dorian Merritt right behind him. So Jake being good of, keeping steady. Now we got Troy. Let's see if he does it again. Keep an eye on the man. Nope, didn't have the speed. But he definitely quadded in there last lap. So Bobby Big Line's over here. Trojan. Oh, Dorian Merritt kind of cutting over on Reed. So Reed has to back out and then triple into the corner, which I think might honestly just be a little bit quicker because he could carry more speed into the corner. But Reed trying to make a way around him. Goes down the inside. Says that's my line. Moves him out the way. Gets the drive to the whoops. And there he goes. Oh, and then he goes over the bars. Come on, Reed. Linz and Boy are going to pass you on points. You said you were close with them. All right, let's go back up front. There's Cam. Looks like he had a tiny mistake, so now he's... Oh, he also had a second of cuts, so now he's up to 10 seconds down. Sorry, 11 after the cuts are added. Yeah, and he's... Yeah. And he's saying the 250 class sucks, but then he's over here doing this week in and week out in 450s. And you got Boy back there, just behind Cam. Keep an eye through the whoops for these guys. There's Boy. And then we see Jake. And then it is Trojan right behind him. So through they go. Trojan getting the on-off cleanly. Sees Jake just up ahead of him. Jake's sitting P4 right now. So that's 4 points right now that Cam would gain on Jake, which would push it up to 45. Which puts it pretty much out of reach going into next week in Denver for the title. But I mean, it'd be cool to have them all wrapped up, but also it'd kind of suck for the final round with every title being wrapped up. Because Ken's has to finish first with a P4 from Murda, and he wraps up that title for West Coast. And Boy makes a mistake up ahead. And with that, Cam just needs to finish like 15th, and he wraps up the title here for 450s if he can't wrap it up right now. Might only be like 18th or something like that. But Boy looking down the inside of his teammate of Jake. Can't make it happen, but he'll have him still on cuts. Down the inside they go. Let's watch Trojan. Does he get it? Does he have the speed? Does he have the speed? Goes for it. Ooh, he made it. What a line from Trojan. We saw the triple line from Brad, and now we're seeing this from Trojan. Still does not send skins. So now I just got his helmet in his boots. But Jake and Boy are fighting. Boy squares him up to try and get the drive through the whoops. Dizzle, there's no way you're getting lapped. Dizzle. What happened? Dizzle, you need to be... Oh, and Boy goes down trying to land on it. But Dizzle needs to be studied, man. It's every week he's like top 5. And then now he's dead last. After just 10 minutes. Alright, Ashford. Ashford. Hell yeah. Don't know if you want to do something about that, Ryan, or someone. But, oh. Dizzle. Okay, Dizzle turned on his medal. Or record or clip something, so. Yeah. So keep an eye on that. All right, Reed, we'll see what you got with Dorian Merritt and Linz right ahead of you. Got to beat Linz to stay close in that. Something I just noticed, because of Jake's penalties. Yeah. Because of Jake's penalties, Trojan is in a P3 for a podium here. I think this might be his first podium since round 2. I think he had a podium in a Triple Crown race, but I don't think he got the podium in the overall. So, but he beat Reed at round 2 after Reed just absolutely collided with the lapper on the last corner. He's going for triple here. So Trojan has a shot at the podium, but he's got to stay close to Jake. And we're actually going to go up ahead. Oh my god, they're so far ahead. Jesus, where are they? There's Neon. And then there's Cam for your leader. So they're 2 seconds apart on track, but it's up to 4, almost 5 seconds after Cam's cuts. So let's wait and see if Cam can close in here. If he gets the win, it'll push it up to 5 points that he gains. So it'll still be up to... Ooh, there goes Breezy. So it'll still be up to 46 points. If Trojan can get Jake, it pushes up another 2 points, so it puts it up to 48 points. Which then means that Cam just has to get P20, and he wraps up the title next week. Depending on if that's only if he can get Neon and if Trojan can get Jake. If not, then he has to get P18, which he can do, but on off he goes. Still wearing the Santa hat in April. I think he's always worn that ever since it came out like 2 or 3 years ago. But he's right behind Neon on track. Neon did get a second of cuts. So now he only has to be 1 second ahead of him to have it. Goes for the triple. It's kind of inside there. through they go. Ooh, is a case. So Cam lost a little bit of time to Neon. See what Cam can do. Or actually, let's watch Neon navigate through the lappers here. He's past Dizzle, and now he's got to get past Callum. He's got 5 more minutes. He's led almost the entire thing. Let me see Cam coming through here. So we got to keep an eye on this. See if Cam can close in here. Got another second of the cuts. I'm assuming it was from landing right here. So kind of cost him. He was back up to 2 seconds down from him. Or he has 2 more cuts than him, sorry. Through the whoops they go. Neon looking down the inside of Callum, who tucks the front end. Might have been a little bit of netcode, but looked more like he tucked it, and Neon was just trying to go down the inside. Don't think he meant to do it on purpose. And then now they're lapping Ashford. Down the inside goes Cam to get by him. No extra seconds added to his cut total. Triple. Goes for the triple again. He's going to land on this inside. I don't know if he was close enough more on the track to where it didn't count, but we'll see. Gets the quad. But now he's right behind Neon. See if he can make something happen here. Gets for the triple in. Gonna go triple single. Not going for the quad anymore. Through the whoops they go. Then they got Aiden up ahead, so not the race that Aiden wanted. I mean, it's still P11. They're lapping up pretty far, but definitely feel like he wanted at least a top 10 here. So looks like Dorian Merritt just collided with TJ. Now Cam is lapping the defending champ. So Cam keeping it close here. See if he can make something happen. Gets the triple. Looks like Dorian Merritt is down up ahead. Cam barely misses him. Almost gets past Neon. Does not. Just goes for the table over single triple into the corner. Gets the triple from the middle rut. Gets the triple again. I don't know if he's going to send it. Sends it into the corner. Thinks better of it. Neon is still going to hold on to that lead. So through they go. See if Cam can make the move here. He's got 4 minutes in a lap to do it. So gets the triple again. And gonna get triple into the corner. Inside, they're all about even here. So we just gotta keep an eye, see if Cam can make anything different. He's gonna get the triple again. Don't know if he'll be close enough as Neon cuts over. They collide midair. That helps out Cam. Takes the line away. Neon trying to square him up. Through the whoops they go. Cam has the lead on track. Don't know if they can, gain that 2 seconds here with Neon being so consistent. Mistake from Cam. Can't get the Supercross triple. Neon back in the lead. He goes with 3 minutes remaining. Now TJ is grabbing a toe from these two. Try to move on forward. They got a bit of ways before they catch up to Dizzle again, who's going to be lapped for a 3rd time. Actually is off of cuts right now. And Neon gained an extra second on cuts. So it helps out Cam even more. This Dizzle off the side of the track. Allow these guys to go by. But Cam keeping it close to Neon. Gets the triple. I think he's going to be far enough ahead to take the line away. He does it once again. Neon goes to square him up. Through the whoops they go. He's got to be within 1 second to still retain the lead on timing. Cam gets a slingshot. Doesn't go to the inside this time. Neon still takes it. Keeps it a little closer. And through we go. So Neon just has to keep it close for the next 2.5 minutes. Mistake from Cam. Neon back in the lead. Takes the line away. Takes him down. Takes the front tire out from underneath the Cam. Just cuts across. Body slams him. And down went Cam. See that Neon really wants this win. It's the triple here. Through the rhythm section. It's a triple. Quad cleanly. Gets a double into the corner. And another triple in. He's still going for this triple single. And then through the whoops. Over the double, he's going to go second rut because he kept on making mistakes there forward. He got Pumbaa being put a lap down through this rhythm section of the on-off double. Back onto the start straight. And now he's setting his sights after Neon. So there's one Yamaha. It is Panda right there on that KTM. But Neon just up ahead. He's got, I think it's going to be roughly about 3 laps left. Oh, Berthold almost got into Cam there. Through the rhythm section. Triple single as always. Remember, he not only has to pass Neon, he has to beat him by a second. I think Jake has the advantage over Boy by a second. So it might only be a 2-point gain for Cam, pushing him up to 43. Which would mean the Cam only has to gain 7 points next week if he can't catch up to Neon to retain it, which would be, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 15th or better for Cam next week, and he would become the champion. If things stay the way they are, but if he could catch Neon or if Boy can catch his teammate, that would obviously shake some things up for him. But Neon being cautious. He's got 2 laps to go here to get his second win of the season. Goes for the double, triple. Neon offside track in the whoops. Has to come back on. He might be a jumper here. And that's going to allow Cam to close on in. But he had a mistake towards the end of the whoop section. So Neon keeping it interesting here with the tiny mistake. But Cam holding on strong. And coming to take the white flag, Neon, 1 more lap to go. Can he hold on? He's got to, even if Cam passes him, I don't think he will do it cleanly, but there's a bunch of lappers, and then Neon has to stay within a second of him. A bunch of lappers are Chromesy, Berthold, and it looks like Reed. So 2 guys getting put down for a second time, and Reed getting put down for the first time in that PA spot. Chromesy backs out of it, lets him go. Now there's a lapper between Neon and Cam. Lapper causes Neon to slow down in the whoop section. That cost him a little bit of time. See if Cam can close in on him. Oh, over the bars he went, but luckily Cam got in the back of Chromesy. They're both down on this. Neon hit a kicker, and Cam got in the back of a lapper. So we'll see Neon stay within a second here, unless he got some cuts somewhere down the inside. Don't know if he knows he has the cuts, but Cam miraculously is going to cross line P1. Is Neon close enough? He is not, and that loses him the victory right at the end. He clips a kicker on the double going into Supercross triple, the one that Cam had been avoiding, and went down, and then Cam went second right, collided with the lapper. Both got up at the same time. Cam just a little bit quicker, and that unfortunately cost Neon his win, leading pretty much every lap all the way until the last lap, or the finish actually, leading all the way until 2 corners to go, and Neon unfortunately tossed it away. But Jake coming across P3, so that is 5 points that Cam gained, so he is 45 points ahead of Jake. And it looks like Boy might have moved into P3 possibly, maybe P4 for sure. But what that means with a 45-point gap between Cam and Jake is now Cam just has to finish P17 or better next week, and he will be your champion heading into Salt Lake City. And then we have the 250 West, which is going to be who's it? Cans and Murda. Murda is 19 points down, which would mean that Kens has to get If he wins, Murda has to get a top or podium basically to hold on to it. So, and then obviously tonight we had the East champion of Brad wrap it up. No interview. He is French. I do not speak French. So yeah, there's that. But thank you guys for showing up. I will see you all next week. We'll see if we have some titles wrapped up. Probably will. Maybe all of them are going to be wrapped up before going into Salt Lake City. At least this 451 probably will be. But till then, see you next Friday. Denver is going to be the track. And yeah, peace out.
Open eye, feel the waves cut through me, hypnotized by the sounds I'm breathing in. Hold tight, chemicals collide. Hold tight, hold tight, hold tight. Dripping light.